passion into your profession. As the saying goes, and never has a generation been more into this than this millennial generation. So I'm here today to talk with someone who does exactly that. She helps her students turn what they're passionate about into their career. The purposeful creative Arran Serafico.
Hi! Thanks for having me.
Okay, the purposeful creative, the title pa lang, medyo you kinda get what Arran does already. But tell us about what it is.
My background kasi talaga is really in development work. For 7 years, I worked in the development sector. I was in an NGO, a foundation, I worked in the Senate, I worked for a social enterprise. And in the past 7 years, I worked with so many young people. And I met so many people who are really passionate about what they do. They want to do more purposeful work. Hindi naman sa puso nagkukulang, but it's really all about the harder skills, like hard skills, the mindsets, the tools. Yun yung nagkukulang. That's why when people start something, they find it hard to sustain it, or even to make it profitable if they want to make it their career. So, sabi ko, okay, not a lot of people have access to these tools, to mentor. So what can we do to reach more people and teach more people to do it? So we started our school called the Purposeful Creative.
Arran's foray into online teaching was inspired by her own professional struggles and insatiable yearning to learn how to be better at what she does. So you mentioned already, you worked in the government,
Yes.
you worked with social enterprises, and then one day, you up and left.
Yes.
You went to?
I went to Puerto Rico.
Yes, why
Yes.
Puerto Rico?
I had friends there. I wanted to be in a totally different place than Manila because I think when you're just in one place, you kind of get stuck in a bubble rin. Parang the thinking is the same for all these years, and I wanted to attend classes. And so I went to classes in San Francisco, in New York. I went to conferences. Talagang pinag-upunan ko yun because I knew I wanted to take myself out of my comfort zone
So
and
yun
learn
important.
more.
You're talking about
Yes.
this earlier. Pinag-ipunan mo muna. So you came up with the budget for everything.
Yes.
As in planned budget to, like talagang...
Man, like itemized everything, and
Okay.
then how am I gonna raise funds? How much savings do I have now? Ilan pa yung kailangan kong erase and all that.
So what type of courses did you take in different places?
I took a design thinking course in Stanford D School. I took business classes in General Assembly in New York.
And then from all your studies and your experience with work, you came up with your own module, your
Yes.
own structure of how
Yes.
people will turn what they're passionate about into their profession.
Yes.
Her expertise on the subject of turning one's passion into a profession is based on a continuously evolving knowledge amassed from both traditional and alternative modes of learning. You have free courses.
Yes, that's right.
And then if they want to get deeper into it, yun na yung you actually have to enroll.
Yes, that's right.
So let's talk about this online school of yours. You started with around how many students?
So when I did my first online class, it was probably a class of 40, which is good.
40.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
40.
Yeah.
And that's mostly from Manila. But I knew I wanted to reach more people
Right.
beyond just this little bubble. And when I launched again, I think we did almost 100. And then itong last naming launch, I think we're now at 200 in a class.
Creative people who are hoping to turn their passion into an actual profession are bound to encounter stumbling blocks along the way.
I think it's a lot about, one, making it profitable, and two, making it sustainable. So those are two different things because you can be profitable during the Christmas season, and then come January, wala na naman. So it's really about that, like having a good strategy and then maintaining that.
While we've read a lot of amazing stories about people quitting their jobs to pursue their passion, Arran reminds us that it is no walk in the park and it takes a lot of serious planning.
Before you jump into these things, kailangan mo muna talagang planuhin. What do you want to do? And ask yourself if you're willing to do the work that is required when you're going to do this. Kasi a lot of people just see the glamour and the pretty Instagram feed.
So you already mentioned the pretty Instagram feed, which is what you exactly have. Pero grabe yung mga pinagdaanan mong hirap to get to where you are now.
It's really not. And to be honest, now I have the Purposeful Creative, but I've been experimenting on so many different businesses and iterations of what I'm doing for 7 years. 7 years na ako nagtuturo, 7 years na ako like just trying all these things out. But I guess it's also right timing and like just readiness as a person. Kaya after 7 years, I have the Purposeful Creative. And the whole working from home, it takes a lot of discipline to do it.
So your students, do you know how many you have had to date?
We're at around 10,000
Oh
already.
my goodness,
Yeah.
grabe,
I
ang
know.
galing. Congratulations. I
Thank
can't
you.
imagine how fulfilling your work is. But share with us some of your proudest moments as a teacher of students na nag-blossom and naging professional talaga nila yung passion nila.
Well, there are different kinds. Some of them have really launched their business. Some have sort of revived something that they're doing. But my favorite ones are just the people who really don't think that they can do it, but just taking the first baby steps to come out of their shell.
So if anyone watching this actually wants to turn what they're passionate about into something more in their life, you're right, without necessarily having to quit your day job. Yeah, you can visit the Purposeful Creative. Yes. Thank you, Arran.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for spending your weekend here with us at the beautiful Fashion Interior Showroom.
Let's hang out again next week for more engaging conversations and your weekly dose of design inspiration. Just in time for holiday preparations.
The holidays! Well, it's high time that we add some Christmas feels to our home.
Yes, that means it's going to be all things Christmas starting next week. From living spaces to living life beyond its confines.
Only here from your ultimate guide to modern living.